how much do you really trust the places you book online? Because most of us assume that if it's on a trusted platform, it's safe. We look at the photos, we read the reviews, we check the stars, and we convince ourselves everything is fine. But what if you arrived and the place looked exactly like the pictures, except you were never supposed to be there? This happened in October of 2023. A weekend trip, 3 nights, a quiet forest town in southern Oregon. That's all it was supposed to be. A break from the city. Lena found the cabin first. It popped up after she filtered for entire place and remote. It was cheaper than everything else in the area. Not suspiciously cheap, just lower than normal. The listing had only 3 reviews, all 5 stars. The comments were short. Perfect stay. Exactly as described. Would return. No profile picture for the host. Name listed as Daniel. Member since 2019. No other properties. Automated check-in. Door code would be sent the morning of arrival. Lena hesitated for maybe 10 seconds before booking. Instant confirmation. Payment processed. Trip planned. The drive took almost 5 hours. The last 40 minutes were nothing but winding roads and trees. Cell service dropped to 1 bar, then 0. GPS froze. But the directions were simple. Stay on Forest Road 18 until you see a wooden fence and a narrow gravel path. The cabin appeared exactly where the pin had dropped. Dark wood exterior, small porch, single rocking chair, 1 window glowing warm yellow. Lena smiled. See? It's cute. Mark didn't answer right away. There was something about how quiet it felt. No wind, no insects, no distant highway. Just silence. The door code arrived at 3:02 p.m. Shimfor, 829. The keypad beeped once. The door unlocked. Inside, everything matched the photos. Fireplace, stone wall, small kitchen, open loft bedroom. It even smelled clean, like pine cleaner and old wood. Mark set their bags down. Told you it was fine, Lena said. But then he noticed the photos. There were framed family pictures on the wall above the couch. A man, a woman, a little girl. All their faces scratched out, not scribbled, scratched. Deep grooves through the glass. Mark stepped closer. That's weird. Lena shrugged. Maybe decoration. Then she froze. 1 photo wasn't scratched. It showed the same living room, the same couch, the same stone fireplace. And sitting there were Lena and Mark, wearing the exact clothes they were wearing now. Mark laughed nervously. Okay, that's not funny. Lena pulled out her phone to compare the photo to what they had worn on the drive. The same grey hoodie, the same red flannel shirt, the same black jeans. The timestamp in the corner of the photo read October 14th. That was today. Mark checked the XDF data on his phone. Nothing. No service. No way to upload. No way to verify. Maybe it's photoshopped, Lena whispered. But neither of them moved closer to the frame. The Wi-Fi router sat on a small table near the stairs. Network name, stay inside. No password required. Mark frowned. That's welcoming. As soon as his phone connected, a notification popped up. No sender. Just a blank message preview. He opened it. It said, "You shouldn't have come back." He showed Lena. She tried to laugh. Probably spam, but her voice wasn't steady. Mark opened the rental app. Their booking confirmation was gone. No upcoming trips, no past trips. Search history empty. He refreshed. Still nothing. Lena checked her email. No confirmation. Bank app. No charge. The cabin lights flickered once, then steadied. Mark walked to the door. He tried the keypad again. It beeped red. Locked. From the inside. The sun dipped lower outside. Shadows stretched long across the trees. At 7:43 p.m., they heard footsteps on the gravel outside. Slow. Deliberate. Mark turned off the lights. They both stood still where the motion light outside flicked on. They waited. No knock, no voice. Just the crunch of someone shifting their weight. Then silence. Mark moved toward the window. He peeked through the curtain. Nothing. But the rocking chair on the porch was moving. Slowly. Back and forth. Back and forth. The TV behind them clicked on. Static filled the room. Lena gasped. The volume increased on its own. The static shifted into whispering. Mark grabbed the remote. It didn't respond. The whispering grew clearer. You came back. Lena shook her head. We've never been here before. The whisper continued. You always come back. The screen went black. Then an image appeared. It was security camera footage. Their car pulling into the driveway earlier that afternoon. But the timestamp read October 14th, 1998. Mark stared at it. That's impossible. The footage cut to the living room. Empty. Then suddenly, two figures sitting on the couch. Not moving, not blinking. It took a second to realize they were looking at themselves, but thinner, paler, smiling too wide. The screen went black again. Lena grabbed Mark's arm. We're leaving. They ran to the door. Mark punched in the code. 4829. Red light, locked. He tried random numbers. Nothing. They ran to the kitchen. Back door. No handle. Just wood. The footsteps outside returned, this time circling the cabin. Slow. Crunch, crunch, crunch. The Wi-Fi disconnected. The lights flickered again, then went out. Complete darkness. Lena's phone flashlight turned on automatically. Not by her touch. Just on. Illuminating the hallway. A door stood at the end of it. They were sure that door hadn't been there before. Mark approached slowly. The air felt colder with each step. He opened it. Narrow wooden stairs descending into blackness. The smell of damp earth rose up from below. Lena whispered, "Don't!" But the whisper from downstairs answered first, "Come down." Mark stepped onto the first stair. It creaked loudly. The whisper repeated, softer now. "You always come down." They descended together. The basement walls were covered in printed screenshots, Airbnb profiles, couples, smiling vacation photos, red X marks drawn over each face, dozens of them. And the center of the wall was a space, empty, except for a printed photo tapered there. It was Lena and Mark, arriving at the cabin earlier that day. Beneath it, written in black marker, "Next." Lena stumbled backward. Mark turned toward the stairs, but the door above them slammed shut. The basement lights flicked on by themselves, revealing something in the far corner, a chair, and in it, someone sitting perfectly still. A man in his 40s, head tilted slightly, eyes open but unfocused. He looked almost normal, except his smile was stretched too far. "Daniel," Mark whispered. The man's lips moved, but no sound came out. Instead, the whispers surrounded them from every direction. "Host." The walls began filling with new photos, images printing themselves in real time. Lena and Mark standing in the basement. Lena and Mark screaming. Lena and Mark sitting in the chair, smiling. Mark grabbed Lena's hand. They rushed the stairs. He threw his shoulder against the basement door once, twice. On the third hit, it burst open. They sprinted outside. The rocking chair was still moving, but no one was there. They jumped into the car. Mark turned the key. The engine failed once, then again. On the third try, it roared to life. They didn't look back. They drove until their phones regained signal. 10 miles down the road, Lena's phone buzzed. A notification from the rental app. "How was your stay with Daniel? Leave a review." She opened the app. The listing reappeared. Perfect photos, 5 stars, 3 reviews. Mark was driving too fast to notice her hands shaking. The newest review had just been posted. It was from Lena's account. 5 stars. Perfect stay. Exactly as described. Would return. The date on the review read October 14th, 1998. Mark's phone buzzed next. A calendar reminder he never created. Check-in. October 14th, 2027. Lena slowly turned her head toward the back seat. The rocking chair from the porch was there. Folded, small, wedged behind them. And it was moving, back and forth, back and forth. If you ever find a listing with only 3 perfect reviews, if the host had no face, if the Wi-Fi tells you to stay inside, don't book it, because some places aren't meant to be rented. Some places are meant to be revisited. And if you've already been there, it might already be waiting for you.